Oh, my apologies. I did not see you there. Good evening to you all. Welcome to my study. Hello everyone, and good evening. I think I know why you are here tonight. I see you come. Perhaps you would like me to tell you a story. Yes, I think I know why you are here. Why, I was just reading a fabulous one just now. However, this is probably not the one you're looking for. Let's see here. What story would you like to hear tonight? Now. I think I know which story you would like to hear. A most wonderful story. One that I'm sure you already know, but a thrilling and captivating tale. It is my wish that you be entertained tonight. And if you are not, then do not worry. It will only last for an hour or two. Are you ready? Are you ready to begin? Let me take you on a journey far away from here in both land and time. Join me as we hear the tale of A Midsummer Night's Dream. To help you along the way, I've provided the entire script down in the description below of this video. Please, feel free to follow along if you are confused. And should you ever feel, to prevent too much confusion, I have provided on-screen help for following the tale. I will, of course, be doing many different voices, but as I'm not a trained voice actor, many voices might end up resembling each other, so I've provided on-screen cues for you to follow along. Now, with all that nonsense out the way, how about we begin our tale? Let us commence the journey of Midsummer Night's Dream. Now, before we begin, this is a bit too hot. I will take this off. Warm salutations to you all. Steel Cat, Cody, Orca, Cheap Pop Man, Controller Hog, and anyone else who joins in our lovely evening. So nice of you to join me. Now, our tale begins far away in Athens. Yes, Athens, but not anywhere in Athens. Our tale begins in the palace of Theseus, the king of Athens, who is soon to marry Hippolyta. Please tell me if the audio is too much or not enough. Let's just lower this for now. Alright. Act 1. Scene 1. Athens, the palace of Theseus. And, of course, I am pronouncing the names as I think they are pronounced. It may differ from what you have heard. I may be wrong, and that does not. We are here for fun. Hello, Andrew. Theseus speaks. Now, fair Hippolyta, our nuptial hour draws on apace. 4 happy days bring in another moon. But, oh, methinks, how slow this old moon wanes. She lingers my desires, like to a stepdame, or a dowager, long withering out a young man revenue. 4 days will quickly steep themselves in night. 4 nights will quickly dream away the time. And then the moon, like to a silver bow, new bent in heaven, shall behold the night of our solemnities. Go, Philostrate, stir up the Athenians' youth to merriment. Awake the pert and nimble spirit of mirth. Turn melancholy forth to funerals. The pale companion is not for our pomp. Exit Philostrate. Hippolyta, I wooed thee with my sword, and won thy love doing thee injuries. But I will wed thee in another key, with pomp, with triumph, and with revelling. Enter Aegeus, Hermia, Lysander, and Demetrius. Aegeus is a Athenian nobleman. Happy be, Theseus, our renowned duke! Thanks, good Aegeus. What's the news with thee? Ah, full of vexation come I, with complaint against my child, my daughter Hermia. Stand forth, Demetrius, my noble lord. This man hath my consent to marry her. Stand forth, Lysander, and my gracious duke. This man hath bewitched the bosom of my child. Thou, Lysander, thou hast given her rhymes, and interchanged love tokens with my child. Thou hast, by moonlight at her window, sung, with fanging voices, verses of fanging love, and stolen the impression of her fantasy, with bracelets of thy hair, rings, gauds, conceits, knacks, trifles, nosegays, sweetmeats, messengers, of strong prevailment in unhardened youth. With cunning hast thou filched my daughter's heart, turned her obedience, which is due to me, to stubborn harshness, and, my gracious duke, be it so she will not here before your grace consent to marry with Demetrius, I beg the ancient privilege of Athens. As she is mine, I may dispose of her, which shall be either to this gentleman or to her death, according to our law, immediately provided in that case. What say you, Hermia? Be advised, fair maid. To you your father should be as a god, one that composed your beauties, yea, and one to whom you are but as a form in wax. By him imprinted and within his power to leave the figure or disfigure it. Demetrius is a worthy gentleman. So is Lysander. Himself he is, but in this kind, wanting your father's voice, the other must be held the worthier. I would rather, I would my father looked but with my eyes. Rather your eyes must with his judgment look. I do entreat your grace to pardon me. I know not by what power I am made bold, nor how it may concern my modesty, in such a presence here to plead my thoughts. But I beseech your grace, that I may know the worst that may befall me in this case, if I refuse to wed Demetrius. Either to die the death, or to abjure for ever the society of men. So to either die or be yeeted. Therefore, fair Hermia, question your desires. Know of your youth, examine well your blood, whether, if you yield not to your father's choice, you can endure the livery of a nun. For I to be in shady cloister mewed, to live a barren sister all your life, chanting fate hymns to the cold fruitless moon, thrice blessed, they that master so their blood, to undergo such maiden pilgrimage, but earthlier happy is the rose distilled, than that which withering on the virgin thorn, grows, lives, and dies in single blessedness. So I will grow. So will I grow, so live, so die, my lord, ere I will my virgin patent up unto his lordship, whose unwished yoke my soul consents not to give sovereignty. Take time to pause, and, by the next new moon, the sealing day betwixt my love and me, for everlasting bond of fellowship, upon that day, either prepare to die, for disobedience to your father's will, or else to wed Demetrius, as he would, or on Diana's altar to protest for aye austerity and single life. Relent, sweet Hermia, and Lysander, yield thy crazed title to my certain right. You have her father's love, Demetrius. Let me have Hermia's. Do you marry him? Scornful Lysander! True, he hath my love, and what is mine my love shall render him. And she is mine, and all my right of her I do estate unto Demetrius. I am, my lord, as well derived as he, as well possessed. My love is more than his. My fortunes every way as fairly ranked, if not with vantage, as Demetrius. And which is more than all these boasts can be, I am beloved of beauteous Hermia. Why should not I then prosecute my right? Demetrius, I'll avouch to his head, made love to Nedar's daughter, Helena, and won her soul, and she, sweet lady, dotes. Devoutly dotes in idolatry, upon this spotted and inconstant man. I must confess that I have heard so much, and with Demetrius thought to have spoke thereof, but being overfull of self-affairs, my mind did lose it. But, Demetrius, come, and come, Aegeus, you shall go with me. I have some private schooling for you both. For you, fair Hermia, look you arm yourself to fit your fancies to your father's will, or else the law of Athens yields you up, which by no means we may extenuate, to death, or to vow of single life. Come, my dear Hippolyta. What cheer, my love? Demetrius and Aegeus, go along. I must employ you in some business against our nuptial, and confer with you of something nearly that concerns yourselves. With duty and desire we follow you. Exit all but Lysander and Hermia. How now, my love? Why is your cheek so pale? How chance the roses there do fade so fast? Belike for want of rain, which I could well beteem them from the tempest of my eyes. Ay me, for aught that could I ever read, could ever hear by tale or history, the course of true love never did run smooth, but either it was different in blood, O cross, too high to be enthralled to low, or else misgraft in respect of years, O spite, too old to be engaged to young, or else stood upon the choice of friends, O hell, to choose love by another's eyes. Or, if there were sympathy in choice, war, death, or sickness did lay siege to it, making it momentary as a sound, swift as a shadow, short as any dream, brief as the lightning in the collied night, that in a spleen unfolds both heavens and earth, and ere a man hath power to say, behold, the jaws of darkness do devour it up. So quick bright things come to confusion. If then true lovers have been ever crossed, it stands as an edict in destiny. Then let us teach our trial patience. Then let us, because it is a customary cross, as due to love, as thoughts and dreams and sighs, wishes and tears, poor fancy's followers. A good persuasion. Therefore, hear me, Hermia. I have a widow aunt, and a dowager of great revenue, and she hath no child. From Athens is her house, remote 7 leagues, and she respects me as her only son. There, gentle Hermia, may I marry thee, and to that place the sharp Athenian law cannot pursue us. If thou lovest me then, steal forth thy father's house tomorrow night, and in the wood, a league without the town, where I did meet thee once with Helena, to do observance to a morn of May. There I will stay for thee. My good Lysander, I swear to thee, by Cupid's strongest bow, by his best arrow with the golden head, by the simplicity of Venus's doves, by that which knitteth souls and prospers loves, and by that fire which burned the Carthage queen, when the false Troyan under sail was seen, by all the vows that ever men have broke, in number more than ever woman spoke. In that same place thou hast appointed me, tomorrow truly I will meet with thee. That's a strong promise right there. Keep promise, love. Look, here comes Helena. Enter Helena. Godspeed, fair Helena. Whither away? Call you me fair? That fair again unsay. Demetrius loves your fair. Oh, happy fair! Your eyes are lodestars, and your tongue's sweet air, more tunable than lark to shepherd's ear. When wheat is green, when hawthorn buds appear, sickness is catching, oh, were favour so, yours would I catch, fair Hermia, ere I go. My ear should catch your voice, my eye your eye. My tongue should catch your tongue's sweet melody. Were the world mine, Demetrius being baited, the rest I'd give to you, translated. Oh, teach me how you look, and with what art you sway the motion of Demetrius's heart. Whoops. I frown upon him, yet he loves me still. Oh, that your frowns would teach my smiles such skills. I give him curses, yet he gives me love. Oh, that my prayers could such affection move. The more I hate, the more he follows me. The more I love, the more he hateth me. His folly, Helena, is no fault of mine. None but your beauty. Would that fault were mine. Take comfort, he no more shall see my face. Lysander and myself would fly this place. Before the time I did Lysander see, seemed Athens as a paradise to me. Oh then, what graces in my love do dwell, that he hath turned a heaven unto a hell. Helen, to you our minds we will unfold. Tomorrow night, when Phoebe doth behold her silver visage in the watery glass, decking with liquid pearl the bladed grass, a time that lovers' flight doth still conceal, through Athens' gates have we devised to steal. And in the wood, where often you and I, upon faint primrose beds were wont to lie, emptying our bosoms of their counsel sweet, there my Lysander and I shall meet, and thence from Athens turn away our eyes, to seek new friends and stranger companies. Farewell, sweet playfellow, pray thou for us, and good luck grant thee thy Demetrius. Keep word, Lysander, we must starve our sight, from lovers' food, till morrow deep midnight. I will, my Hermia. Exit Hermia. Helena, adieu. As you on him, Demetrius dote on you. Exit. How happy some or others some can be. Through Athens I am thought as fair as she. But what of that? Demetrius thinks not so. He will not know what all but he do know, and has as he errs, doting on Hermia's eyes. So I, admiring of his qualities, things base and vile, folding no quantity, love can transpose to form and dignity. Love looks not with the eyes, but with the mind, and therefore is winged Cupid painted blind. Nor hath love's mind of any judgment taste, wings and no eyes figure unheedy haste, and therefore is love said to be a child, because in choice he is so oft beguiled. As waggish boys in game themselves forswear, so the boy love is perjured everywhere. For ere Demetrius looked on Hermia's eyne, he hailed down oaths that he was only mine, And when this hail some heat from Hermia felt, so he dissolved, and showers of oath did melt. Dang, Demetrius. I would go tell him of fair Hermia's flight. Then to the wood will he tomorrow night pursue her. And for this intelligence, if I have thanks, it is a dear expense. But herein mean I to enrich my pain, to have his sight thither and back again. End of Scene 1. Now, for those of you who do not quite understand what's happening, Theseus is marrying Hippolyta. They are the king and queen of Athens. Aegeus, a nobleman, a friend of Theseus, comes in. He has promised Demetrius his daughter's hand in marriage. So Hermia is to be wed to Demetrius. But Hermia does not love Demetrius. She loves Lysander instead. And so what Aegeus told Theseus is that he is not happy that Hermia wants to marry Lysander, not Demetrius. And so he asks the king for the Athenian law, meaning if Hermia does not marry Demetrius, then Hermia either dies or she becomes a nun, a virgin nun. But Hermia opposes this. She says, no, I don't want to. My love is for Lysander. Theseus tells them that, listen, you have until my wedding to decide. Hermia, you have a choice to make. Either marry Demetrius, or your father kills you, or you become a virgin nun. The choice is yours. And so they leave. Lysander and Demetrius don't like each other. Helena is a friend of Hermia, is a childhood friend of Hermia. And also, in the past, Helena and Demetrius were engaged. They were fiancéed. But when Demetrius saw Hermia, his eyes turned away from Helena, and he became charmed by Hermia. That is what Helena says when she says this. Now, listen to this part with that in mind. For ere Demetrius looked on Hermia's eyne, he hailed down oaths that he was only mine. And when this hail some heat from Hermia felt, so he dissolved, and showers of oaths did melt. So she is not happy about Demetrius. And so, Hermia and Lysander have decided to elope. They will go into the woods, far away from Athens, and they will marry there and elope. And they tell Helena of their plan, that they want to elope. And Helena says, haha, I would go tell Demetrius that they are eloping. Why? She wants revenge, it seems. So, she says, I would go tell him of fair Hermia's flight. Then to the wood will he, tomorrow night, pursue her, and for this intelligence, if I have thanks, it is a dear expense. But herein mean I to enrich my pain, to have his sight thither and back again. So she's hoping that maybe by doing this, Demetrius will look at Helena again with love. We'll see. End of Scene 1. Scene 2 is in Athens. Complete change of scenery. Enter Quince, Snug, Bottom, Flute, Snout, and Starveling. These are all actors, by the way. Athenian actors. Is all our company here? You were best to call them generally, man by man, according to the script. Here is the scroll of every man's name, which is through all Athens, to play in our interlude before the Duke and the Duchess, on his wedding day at night. So sorry, Theseus and Hippolyta are the Duke and Duchess. So they will play their act for their wedding. First, good Peter Quince, say what the play treats on, then read the name of the actors, and so grow to a point. Mary, our play is the most lamentable comedy, and most cruel death of Pyramus and Thisbe. A very good piece of work, I assure you, and a merry. Now, good Peter Quince, call forth your actors by the scroll. Masters, spread yourselves. Answer as I call to you. Nick Bottom, the Weaver. Ready. Name what part I am for, and proceed. You, Nick Bottom, are set down for Pyramus. What is Pyramus? A lover or a tyrant? A lover that kills himself most gallant for love. That will ask some tears in the true performing of it. If I do it, let the audience look to their eyes. I will move storms. I will condole in some measure. To the rest, yet my chief humor is for tyrant. I could play Hercules rarely, or a part to tear a cat in, to make all split. The raging rocks and shivering shocks shall break the locks of prison gates, and Phoebus' car shall shine from far, and make and mar the foolish fates. This was lofty. Now name the rest of the players. This is Hercules' vein, a tyrant's vein. Our lover is more condoling. So it seems that Bottom would have wanted to play a tyrant rather than a lover. Francis Flute, the bellows mender. Here, Peter Quince. Flute, you must take Thisbe on you. Okay. What is Thisbe? A wandering knight? It is a lady that Pyramus must love. Nay, faith, let me not play a woman. I have a beard coming. That's all one. You shall play it in a mask, and you may speak as small as you will. And I may hide my face. Let me play Thisbe too. I'll speak in a monster's voice. Thisbe, ha, Pyramus, lover dear, thy Thisbe dear, and lady dear. No, you must play Pyramus, and Flute, you Thisbe. Well, proceed. Robin Starveling, the tailor. Here, Peter Quince. Robin Starveling, you must play Thisbe's mother. Tom Snout, the tinker. Here, Peter Quince. You, Pyramus' father. Myself, Thisbe's father. Snug, the joiner. You, the lion's part. And, I hope, here is a play fitted.
Have you the lion's part written? Pray you, if it be, give it me, for I am slow of study.
You may do it extempore, for it is nothing but roaring.
Let me play the lion too. I will roar, that I will do any man's heart good to hear me. I will roar, that I will make the Duke say, "Let him roar again! Let him roar again!"
And you should do it terribly, too. You would fright the duchess and ladies, that they would shriek. And that were enough to hang us all. Everyone says, that would hang us, every mother's son.
I grant you, friends, if that you should fright the ladies out of their wits, they would have no more discretion but to hang us. But I will aggravate my voice, so that I will roar you as gently as any sucking dove. I will roar you and twir any nightingale.
You can play no part but Pyramus, for Pyramus is a sweet-faced man. A proper man, as one shall see in a summer's day. A most lovely gentleman-like man. Therefore, you must needs play Pyramus.
Well, I will undertake it. What beard were I best to play it in?
Why, what you will.
I will discharge it, either your straw-color beard, your orange tawny beard, your purple ingrain beard, or your French crown color beard, your perfect yellow.
Some of your French crowns have no hair at all, and then you would play barefaced. But, masters, here are your parts, and I am to entreat you, request you, and desire you to con them by tomorrow night. So know your lines by tomorrow. And meet me in the palace wood, a mile without the town, by moonlight. There we will rehearse. For, if we meet in the city, we shall be dogged with company, and our devices known. In the meantime, I will draw a bill of properties such as our play wants. I pray you, fail me not.
We will meet, and there we may rehearse most obscenely and courageously. Take pains, be perfect. Adieu.
At the Duke's Oak we meet.
Enough. Hold or cut bowstrings.
The end. That was Act 1. Act 1 is completed. I need water. Hope y'all are having fun so far. So it seems that everyone's starting to head towards the woods tomorrow at night. What's gonna happen, I wonder? And now, Act 2 begins in the forest. Act 2, Scene 1. A wood near Athens. Enter, from opposite sides, a no-name fairy and Puck. Puck is a fairy, but not just any fairy. He's a fairy jester. A troll, you may say. A fairy troll. Now. How now, spirit? Whither wander you? Over hill, over dale. Through bush, through briar, over park, over pale. Through flood, through fire, I do wander everywhere. Swifter than the moon's sphere, and I serve the fairy queen.
to dew her orbs upon the green. The cowslips, tall her pensioners be, in their gold coat spots you see. Those be rubies, fairy favors, in those freckles live their savors. I must go seek some dewdrops here, and hang a pearl in every cowslip's ear. Farewell, thou lob of spirits, I'll be gone. Our queen and all our elves come here anon. I don't think the fairy is called fairy, because it says here, enter from opposite sides, a fairy. Not just fairy, just a fairy. I could be wrong. Oh well.
The king doth keep his revels here tonight. Take heed the queen come not within his sight, for Oberon is passing fell and wrath, because that she as her attendant hath a lovely boy, stolen from an Indian king. She never had so sweet a changeling, and jealous Oberon would have the child, knight of this train, to trace the forests wild. But she perforce withholds the loved boy, crowns him with flowers, and makes him all her joy. And now they never meet in grove or green, by fountain clear or spangled starlight sheen. But they do square, that all their elves for fear creep into acorn cups and hide them there.
So what he's saying is that Oberon, the fairy king and fairy queen, are having a conflict. The queen found an Indian boy that she wants to keep as her servant, but Oberon wants the Indian boy to be his knight. And so, conflict.
Either I mistake your shape and making quite, or else you are that shrewd and knavish sprite, called Robin Goodfellow. Are you not he, that frights the maidens of the villagery, skim milk, and sometimes labor in the quern, and bootless make the breathless housewife churn, and sometimes make the drink to bear no balm, misled night wanderers, laughing at their harm? Those that hobgoblin call you, and sweet Puck, you do their work, and they shall have no good luck. Are you not he?
Yes, Titania. I know.
Thou speakest aright. I am that merry wanderer of the night. I jest to Oberon, and make him smile, when I a fat bean-fed horse beguile, neighing in likeness of a filly foal, and sometimes lurk in a gossip's bowl, to very likeness of a roasted crab, and when she drinks, against her lips I bob, and on her withered dewlap pour the ale, the wisest aunt telling the saddest tale, sometimes for 3-foot stool mistaketh me, then slip I from her bum, down a topples she, and Taylor cries and falls into a cough, and then the whole choir holds their hips and laughs, and waxen in their mirth and knees, and swear a merrier hour was never wasted there. But room, fairy, here comes Oberon, my dearie. And here my mistress, would that he were gone. Enter from one side Oberon, with his train, from the other Titania, with hers. Can you guys hear the music? The background music?
Ill met by moonlight, proud Titania.
What? What? Jealous Oberon? Fairies, skip hence. I have forsworn
his bed and company.
Tarry, rash wanton! Am I not thy lord?
Then I must be thy lady. But I know, when thou hast stolen away from fairyland, and in the shape of Corin sat all day, playing on pipes of corn and versing love to amorous Phillida, why art thou here, come from the farthest steppes of India? But that, forsooth, the bouncing Amazon, your buskinned mistress and your warrior love, to Theseus must be wedded, and you come to give their bed joy and prosperity.
How canst thou thus for shame, Titania, glance at my credit with Hippolyta, knowing I know thy love to Theseus? Didst thou not lead him through the glimmering night from Perigenia, whom he ravished?
Should not have chosen that voice for him.
And make him with fair Aegle break his faith? With Ariadne and Antiopa?
That's gonna hurt. These are the forgeries of jealousy, and never, since the middle night's summer spring, met we on hill, in dale, forest, or mead, by paved fountain, or by rushy brook, or in the beached margin of the sea, to dance our ringlets to the whistling wind. But with thy brawls thou hast disturbed our sport, therefore the winds, piping to us in vain, as in revenge, have sucked up from the sea contagious fogs, which, falling in the land, have every pelting river made so proud, that they have overborne their continents. The ox hath therefore stretched his yoke in vain, the ploughman lost his sweat, and the green corn hath rotted ere his youth attained the beard. The fold stands empty in the drowned field, and crows are fatted with the Murrian flock. The 9 men's morris is filled up with mud, and the quaint mazes is the wanton green, for lack of tread are undistinguishable. The human mortals want their winter here, no night is now with hymn nor carol blessed. Therefore the moon, the governess of floods, pale in her anger, washes all the air. That rheumatic disease do abound, and thorough that distemperature we see, the seasons alter. Hoary-headed frosts, far in the fresh lap of the crimson rose, and on old Heim's thin and icy crown, an odorous chaplet of sweet summer buds, is, as in mockery, set. The spring, the summer, the childing autumn, angry winter, change their wonted liveries, and their mazed world, by their increase, now knows not which is which. And this same progeny of evils comes from our debate, from our dissension. We are their parents and originals.
Do you amend it then? It lies with you. Why should Titania cross her Oberon? I do but beg a little changeling boy to be my henchman.
He just wants the Indian boy to be his. Set your heart at rest. Sit down. The fairyland buys not the child of me. His mother was a votaress of my order, and in the spiced Indian air by night, full often hath she gossiped by my side.
and sat with me on Neptune's yellow sands, marking the embarked traders on the floor, on the flood, when we have laughed to see the sails conceive and grow big-bellied with the wanton wind, which she, with pretty and with swimming gait, following her womb, then rich with my young squire, would imitate, and sat upon the land, sail upon the land, to fetch me trifles and return again, as from a voyage, rich with merchandise. But she, being mortal, of that boy did die, and for her sake do I rear up her boy, and for her sake I will not part with him. So Oberon says, give me the child, and Titania says, please, sit down. He's mine. I have every right to own him. Well, own him's a big word. You know.
How long within this wood intend you stay?
Perchance, till after Theseus' wedding day, and if you will patiently dance in our round and see our moonlight revels, go with us. If not, shun me, and I will spare your haunts.
Give me the boy, and I will go with thee.
Not for thy fairy kingdom. Fairies, away. We shall chide downright if I longer stay. Exit Titania. She just said, nope.
Well, go thy way. Thou shalt not from this grove till I torment thee for this injury. My gentle Puck, come hither.
Thou rememberest, since once I sat upon a promontory, and heard a mermaid on a dolphin's back, uttering such dulcet and harmonious breath, that the rude sea grew civil at her song, and certain stars shot madly from their spheres to hear the sea maid's music? I remember.
That very time I saw,
But thou couldst not. Flying between the cold moon and the earth, Cupid all armed,
a certain aim he took at a fair vestal throned by the west, and loosed his love shaft smartly from his bow, as it should pierce 100,000 hearts. But I might see young Cupid's fiery shaft quenched in the shaft beams of the watery moon, and the imperial votaress passed on, in maiden meditation, fancy-free. Yet marked I where the bolt of Cupid fell. It fell upon a little western flower, before milk-white, now purple with love's wound, and maidens call it love in idleness. Fetch me that flower, the herb I showed thee once. The juice of it, on sleeping eyelids laid, will make, or woman or man, madly dote upon the next live creature that it sees. Fetch me this herb, and be thou here again, ere the Leviathan can swim a league. So he wants Puck to go fetch him a flower that the flower juices, when sprinkled on a sleeping person's eyes, will make the person fall madly in love with the first person he sees upon waking up. I'll put a girdly round about the earth in 40 minutes. He leaves. Having once this juice, I'll watch Titania when she is asleep, and drop the liquor of it in her eyes. The next thing then she, waking, looks upon, be it on lion, bear, or wolf, or bull, on meddling monkey, or on busy ape, she shall pursue it with the soul of love. And ere I take this charm from off her sight, as I can take it with another herb, I'll make her render up her page to me. But who comes here? I am invisible, and I would overhear their conference. He sees people approach. Enter Demetrius and Helena following him. I've always forgotten their voices. Great. I love thee not, therefore pursue me not. Where is Lysander and fair Hermia? The one I'll slay, the other slayeth me. Thou toldst me they were stolen unto this wood, and here I am, unwoed within this wood, because I cannot meet my Hermia. Hence, get thee gone, and follow me no more. You draw me, you hard-hearted adamant, but yet you draw not iron, for my heart is true as steel. Leave you your power to draw, and I shall have no power to follow you. Do I entice you? Do I speak you fair? Or rather, do I not in plainest truth tell you I do not, nor I cannot, love you? And even for that, do I love you more? I am your spaniel, and, Demetrius, the more you beat me, I will fawn on you. Ugh. Use me but as your spaniel. Spurn me, strike me, neglect me, lose me, only give me leave, unworthy as I am, to follow you. Gee, she has problems. What worser place can I beg in your love? And yet a place of high respect with me, than to be used as you use your dog. She's obsessed. Tempt not too much the hatred of my spirit, for I am sick when I do look on thee. Demetrius lays it down. And I am sick when I look not upon thee. You do impeach your modesty too much. To leave the city and commit yourself into the hands of one that loves you not. To trust the opportunity of night and the ill counsel of a desert place with the rich worth of your virginity. Your virtue is my privilege, for that it is not night when I do see your face. Therefore, I think I am not in the night, nor doth this wood lack worlds of company. For you and my respect are all the world, and how can it be said I am alone, when all the world is here to look on me? Man, Helena's twisting Demetrius' words. She needs therapy. He's had enough. I'll run from thee and hide me in the brakes, and leave thee to the mercy of wild beasts. The wildest hath not such a heart as you. Run when you will, the story will be changed. Apollo flies, and Daphne holds the chase.
The dove pursues the griffin. The mild hind makes speed to catch the tiger. Bootless speed when cowardice pursues and valor flies.
I will not stay thy questions. Let me go. Or, if thou follow me, do not believe, but I shall do thee mischief in the wood.
So Demetrius is saying, look, if you follow me, I can't guarantee what's going to happen to you in the woods. By his own hand.
Aye, in the temple, in the town, the field, you do me mischief. Fie, Demetrius, your wrongs do set a scandal on my sex. We cannot fight for love, as men may do. We should be wooed, and were not made to woo.
Man, she's just... Demetrius leaves.
I'll follow thee, and make a heaven of hell, to die upon the hand I love so well.
So, Demetrius basically said, look, stop following me. If you keep following me, I'm gonna have to kill you. And she's like, oh, I'm into that. Joke's on you, I'm into that. Oh dear. Back to Oberon. Now, Oberon is invisible and saw that whole thing happen between those two. And he says, "Fare thee well, nymph. Ere he do leave this grove, thou shalt fly him, and he shall seek thy love." Pluck comes back. "Hast thou the flower there? Welcome, wanderer."
Aye, there it is. Ba-doo.
"I pray thee, give it me. I know a bank where the wild thyme blows, where ox lips and the nodding violet grows, quite over canopied with luscious woodbine, with sweet musk rose and with elegantine. There sleeps Titania sometime of the night, lulled in these flowers with dances and delight. And there the snake throws her enameled skin, weed wide enough to wrap a fairy in. And with the juice of this flower I'll streak her eyes, and make her full of hateful fantasies. Take thou some of it, and seek through this grove. A sweet Athenian lady is in love with the disdainful youth. Anoint his eyes, but do it when the next thing he espies may be the lady. Thou shalt know the man by the Athenian garments he hath on. Affect it with some care, that he may prove more fond on her than she upon her love. And look thou meet me ere the first cock crow."
Fear not, my lord. Your servant shall do so.
End of Scene 1 of Act 2. So what's happening here? Oberon and Titania are having a fight because they both want a Indian changeling. Titania seems to have the right of him, but Oberon wants him. And so Titania says, "Look, if you can't accept that he's mine, go away. You know, I don't want to see you." And so Oberon says, I have an idea. I know of a flower, a love potion basically, that if you sprinkle it on a sleeping person's eyes, he will fall in love with the next thing he sees. And so he tells Puck to go gather that flower. In the meantime, Demetrius and Helena are in the woods. Demetrius cannot find Lysander and Hermia, sorry, not Hermia, Hermia, and he grows irritated of Helena. He's like, didn't you tell me that they were here? I can't find them. And Helena's just and Demetrius, you know, just ugh, please go away from me. If you don't go away, I'm gonna have to beat you up. And Helena's just, oh, yes. Yes, please. I'm into that. Please hit me. Anyway, so Oberon sees that and is like, that's not cool. And so Puck returns with the love potion and he says, first, put some love potion on Titania's eyes when she sleeps. Next, go and put some love potion on, I believe, Demetrius's eyes. With a disdainful youth, anoint his, yes. A sweet Athenian lady is in love with a disdainful youth. Helena loves Demetrius. So put some love potion on Demetrius's eyes. But make sure that you do it when the next thing Demetrius sees is Helena. You will know the man by the Athenian garments that he has on. You know, so yeah. Put love potion on Titania and put love potion on Demetrius, but make sure that Demetrius sees Helena first thing. That's the plan. And Puck says, of course. I'll go get some more water. I don't know if Titania had an affair with the Duke. I'm not sure. Also, sing, 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 sing. Final scene of the night, guys. Act 2, Scene 2. Now we are with Lysander and Hermia. Scene 2. Another part in the woods. Enter Titania with her train. Come, now a rondo and a fairy song. Then, for the third part of a minute hence, some to kill cankers in the musk rose buds, some war with rare mice for their leathern wings, to make my small elf coats, and some keep back the clamorous owl that nightly hoots and wonders at our quaint spirits. Sing me now asleep, then to your offices, and let me rest. The fairies sing. The fairies sing. You spotted snakes with double tongue, thorny hedgehogs be not seen, newts and blindworms do no wrong, come not near our fairy queen, Philomel with melody, singing our sweet lullaby, lulla, lulla, lullaby, lulla, lulla, lullaby, never harm, nor spell nor charm, come our lovely lady nigh. So good night with lullaby, weaving spiders come not here, hence you long-legged spinners, hence. Beetles black approach not near, worm nor snail, do no offense, Philomel with melody and sea. That was not Titania singing, that was the bunch of fairies. A fairy says, hence away, now all is well. One aloof, stand sentinel. Fairies exit. Titania sleeps. Wait, no. Can I do this? No. Titania sleeps. Enter Oberon. And squeezes the love potion on Titania's eyelids. What thou seest when thou dost wake, do it for thy true love take. Love and languish for his sake. Be it ounce or cat or bear, pied or boar with bristled hair. In thy eye that shall appear, when thou wakest it is thy dear. Wake when some vile thing is near. He leaves. So basically, he wants Titania to fall in love with a hideous creature. You know, he's not happy about her. Stay hydrated. Enter Lysander and Hermia. Fair love, you faint with wandering in the wood, and to speak troth, I have forgot our way. We'll rest us, Hermia, if you think it good, and tarry for the comfort of the day. He lost his way in the woods. Be it so, Lysander. Find you out the bed, for I upon this bank will rest my head. One turf shall serve as pillow for us both. One heart, one bed, two bosoms and one trough. Nay, nay, good Lysander, for my sake, my dear, lie further off yet. Do not lie so near. Oh, take the sense, sweet, of my innocence. Love takes the meaning in love's conference. I mean, that my heart unto yours is knit, so that but one heart we can make of it. Two bosoms interchained with an oath. So then, two bosoms and a single troth. Then, by your side, no bedroom me deny, for lying so, Hermia, I do not lie. Lysander riddles very prettily. Now much beshrew my manners and my pride, if Hermia meant to say Lysander lied. But, gentle friend, for love and courtesy, lie further off, in human modesty. Such separation may well be said becomes a virtuous bachelor and a maid. So far be distant, and good night, sweet friend. Thy love ne'er alter till thy sweet life end. Amen, amen, to that fair prayer say I. And then end life when I end loyalty. Here is my bed. Sleep, give thee all his rest. With half that wish, the wisher's eyes be pressed. And they sleep. So, Lysander basically wants to sleep in the same bed as Hermia, but she says, no, I'm not ready for that yet. Please sleep by yourself, and I'll sleep by myself. I'm not ready to sleep together yet. But he's like, but, oh fine. I suppose I will respect your wish. Enter the Jester. Puck. Through the forest have I gone, but Athenian found I none, on whose eyes I might approve this flower's force and stirring love. Night and silence. Who is there? Weeds of Athens he doth wear.
This is he, my master said. Despised the Athenian maid, and hear the maiden sleeping sound on the dark and dirty ground. Pretty soul, she durst not lie near this lack love, this kill courtesy. Churl upon thy eyes I throw all the power this charm doth owe. When thou wakest, let love forbid sleep his seat on thy eyelid. So awake when I'm gone, for I must now to Oberon.
He leaves. So Puck is looking for Demetrius. He has never seen Demetrius. He just knows that he has Athenian garb. And he finds Lysander. And he says, ah, he's wearing Athenian garb. And he is not sleeping with Hermia. That must mean that they are, that he does not love Hermia. This must be the man that Oberon talked about. And so Puck would put the love potion on Lysander's eyes instead of Demetrius. Mistake number 1. Enter Demetrius and Helena running.
Stay, thou kill me, sweet Demetrius. I charge thee hence, and do not haunt me thus. Oh, wilt thou, darkling, leave me? Do not so.
Stay on thy peril, I alone will go.
Demetrius leaves.
Oh, I am out of breath in this fond chase. The more my prayer, the lesser is my grace. Happy is Hermia, wheresoever she lies, for she hath blessed and attractive eyes. How came her eyes so bright? Not with salt tears. If so, my eyes are oftener washed than hers. No, I am ugly as a bear, for beasts that meet me run away for fear. Therefore, no marvels though Demetrius do, as a monster, fly my presence thus. What wicked and dissembling glass of mine made me compare with Hermia's sphery eyne? But who is here? Lysander, on the ground, dead or asleep? I see no blood, no wound. Lysander, if you live, good sir, awake.
And I don't have Lysander and Helena on the same... Whoops, my bad. Lysander.
And run to fire, for I will thy sweet sight, transparent Helena. Nature shows art, that through thy bosom makes me see thy heart. Where is Demetrius? Oh, how fit a word is that vile name to perish on my sword.
So, Helena basically is having a meltdown where she's saying, why does Hermia get all the boys? I'm prettier than she is. You know what? No, I'm ugly. I'm so ugly. Beasts run away from me, and Demetrius also runs away from me. And then she sees Lysander, and Lysander wakes up. It's like, Helena, where's Demetrius? I want to kill him. Oh no, I messed up. Okay. Yeah, sure. You know what? There you go. How's that?
Where's Demetrius? Oh, how fit a word is that vile name to perish on my sword! Do not say so, Lysander. Say not so. What though he love your Hermia? Lord, what thought? Yet Hermia still loves you. Then be content. Content with Hermia? No, I do repent. The tedious minutes I with her have spent. Not Hermia, but Helena I love. Who will not change a raven for a dove? The will of man is by his reason swayed, and reason says you are the worthier maid. Things growing are not ripe until their season, so I, being young, till now ripe not to reason, and touching now the point of human skill, reason becomes the marshal to my will, and leads me to your eyes, where I overlook love stories written in love's richest book.
So, I remind you that Lysander was given the love potion, and Helena's the first person that he sees upon waking up. That explains why Lysander is suddenly fawning over Helena, and Helena does not understand.
Wherefore was I to this keen mockery born? When at your hands did I deserve this scorn? It's not enough, young man, that I did never, no, nor never can, deserve a sweet look from Demetrius' eye, but you must flout my insufficiency? Good troth, you do me wrong. Good sooth, you do, in such disdainful manner, me to woo. But fare you well. Perforce I must confess, I thought you lord of more true gentleness. Oh, that the lady of one man refused, should of another therefore be abused.
And Helena leaves. So Helena thinks this is just Lysander mocking her. She's like, what did I do to deserve this? You know what? I thought you a better man. And she leaves.
She sees not Hermia. Hermia, sleep thou there, and never mayst thou come Lysander near. For as a surfeit of the sweetest things, the deepest loathing to the stomach brings. Or as Ty here sighs, that men do leave, are hated most of those they did deceive. So thou, my surfeit and my heresy, of all be hated, but the most of me. And all my powers address your love and might to honor Helen and to be her knight.
And Lysander leaves to go find Helena. So he basically says, Hermia, you basic, and leaves. Now, back with Hermia, she wakes up.
Help me, Lysander, help me! Do thy best to pluck this crawling serpent from my breast. Amy, for pity! What a dream was here! Lysander, look how I do quake with fear! Methought a serpent ate my heart away, and you sat smiling at this cruel prey. Lysander! What? Removed? Lysander! Lord! What? Out of hearing? Gone? No sound? No word? Alack! Where are you? Speak! And if you hear, speak! Of all loves, I swoon almost with fear. No? Then I will perceive you all not nigh. Either death or you I'll find immediately.
Exit. So, Hermia wakes up. She says, I had a bad dream that I was being eaten by a snake and Lysander was doing nothing. Come on, Lysander, help me. Lysander? Dude, where are you? He's gone. End of Act 2. That's it. That's that. Act 1 and Act 2 are completed. Next up, we'll pick up with Act 3, beginning with Titania in the woods. What will happen with her? Well. So, that was a lovely story. But I'm afraid it is past your bedtime. I do hope you will come back and hear the rest of my tale again. But for tonight, this must end. I bid thee farewell. May your rest be plenty, and may peace find you where you sleep. Until next time, my friends, I will see you later. So, okay, real talk. So that was it. That was my very first attempt at reading. Reading, you could say. I mean, not first attempt at reading, but you know. Live reading a book that I've never read. Especially Shakespeare. I mean, of course, you all know Shakespeare with the fancy words and all that. I'm interested in knowing how you guys found it, both the good and the bad. So please be honest with me. Tell me what you thought. I'll have to ponder about it, how it went, and see. You know, I had fun. I mean, I thought I had fun. You know, it's my first time, so the voices are a bit wonky. Some voices are very similar, and some voices just intermingle with one another. I'm sorry. I'm not a narrator by any means. I'm not an audiobook person. And of course, I am reading this blind. I mean, I know the story. I know the main plot, but I've never read it. So I don't know what's coming up. So I'm basically blind reading it, even though I know what happens. And thank God that I know what happens, because I would be so confused. I'm having fun. I'll definitely do my best to finish a book at least. Whether or not I'll do another one, who knows, but that was it for our very first attempt at Snowy Reads. Hope you guys enjoyed. Yeah. I know that I mispelled some mispronounced some words. I know it's Shakespeare. What do you want? I can't like look up the pronunciations the proper way. I like to think that I have a good grasp on the English language, but once you start reading Shakespeare, no one has a good grasp on the language apparently. But yeah, I had fun. Thank you guys for being here. Yeah, Cody, if I could hotkey the face cam to, like, you know, switch between places, I would. I can't. Well, I don't think I can. See, because in every scene I do, I have one webcam. Let's see here. Can I copy this? I don't know if I can copy it. Let's see. Yeah, so what I could do, and see, here's where the problem lies. If I want the hotkey between people, I would have to constantly hide and show, hide and show, hide and show. It's doable, but it would require a lot more work on my part and a lot more, I guess, pauses between speeches. But it's doable. I could do that. I'll have to see just how much work it would require. Yeah, I imagine a stream deck would make it easier. So I have 4, in OBS I have 4 scenes. You know, Act 1, Scene 1, Act 1, Scene 2, Act 2, Scene 1, Act 2, Scene 2. And I alternate between, you know, the multiple characters. I did not really look into trying to hotkey, you know, trying to alternate between cameras. I just went with this because this was easier at the time. But maybe I'll try and see what I can do. Like I said, it might be a bit wonky, but we'll see. I can make different scenes and switch to them. Yeah, so what you're saying, Techie, is that make a scene for each character speaking? So like a scene for Helena, a scene for Lysander, a scene for Demetrius. I mean, that would definitely, you know, work. It's like, you know, Oberon, Hermia, you know, bam, 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 bam. But that would create like 20 additional scenes. That's huge. We'll see. I mean, this is the first time, so I'm counting on your comments to make this better for next time. You thought about it after I started moving around the face cam? Yeah, I do not trust my ability to differentiate voices enough so that the viewers know who's speaking. So I decided, okay, I need to have the names on screen at least. And then I thought, hey, how about shifting between each of them so that they know who's speaking? And I'm glad I did that. I thought that was a good idea. Thank you, Cheap Out Man. I appreciate that. Thank you, Steel Cat. Thank you, Cody. So, I mean, it's a lot easier to just, you know, drag the webcam around. It's less fancy, it's less pretty, yeah. But it works. We'll see. Yeah. Well, once again, guys, thank you so much for being here. That was fun. Is there anyone we can raid? Might as well raid, eh? Monster Matt Gaming is playing The Last of Us Part 2 with 18 people watching. I don't know, is anyone else you guys know? He seems to be the only one raiding for me. Yeah, sure, let's, we can raid Monster Matt Gaming. He's playing Last of Us Part 2. A controversial game, online anyway. Well, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I had fun, and I hope that next time is going to be as fun, if not more. I learned a lot. I know that I can do it, and we'll see what happens next time. But until then, fare thee well, young heroes. So here's going to be the raid command, SPG raid bird. And here's the link for Monster Matt Gaming. I'll see you there. Thank you, and good night, everybody. I'll see you on Discord.